Hey YouTube, Texas Blades here. So it's finally time to do the review on the Schrade SCHF36. I wanted to use the knife a little bit before I actually did a full review on it, just to see if I liked the way it felt in the hand and all that good stuff. I didn't use it too much because I want to keep a factory edge on it when I do my test cutting videos with it. So we're going to be testing this out over the next few weeks, and we'll get some footage in with it, and we'll do a test video with it as well. So I didn't get to use it a whole lot, but I did get to use it a little bit. Just some quick thoughts on the sheath itself before we get started. It's a nylon sheath. It comes with a little pocket on front. The sheath's not that bad. The only problem is I think it's going to fall apart fairly quick. It ain't going to hold up too well. Single stitching all the way around, no double stitching anywhere, which is kind of weird. Not even on this piece here. Doesn't have double stitching, so I see the sheath failing sooner or later. I do like the fact that it has a little front pocket on it to carry the sharpening stone that comes with it. We're going to be removing that. We'll go over that in just a minute. Belt loop is Velcro, so it's easy to pull off and on without pulling your belt off. I do like that. The Velcro seems tough enough. Has a little insert in here. I find that they probably should have connected the back of the insert to the sheath here, because sometimes when you go to put it in when it's on your side and you're not looking at it, you go to slide your knife in and it goes in behind the insert. So I could see you cutting the sheath like that. Another thing is this piece right here, I could see that being cut by the blade here. Sooner or later anyways. If it's just on your side pulling in and out. The one thing I did notice, because I used it, we were processing just some small wood for the hobo stove, is this piece is Velcroed, right? That's for if it stretches out, you can always tighten it up and make your snaps closer together, right? If you take this thing and wrap it around the back, double it up like this, keeps your strap out of the way, and then you don't have a problem with deployment on the knife. So I kind of like the strap. It was a decent idea. I don't know if they meant for it to, do this, but it works. Pulling the knife in and out, I had no problems with it. Just some specs on the knife real quick. I believe this is called the Fromtier. By the way, it's the SCHF36, but I believe it's called the Fromtier. It's their Bushcraft series of knives. I didn't know that when I bought it. I just thought it looked like a really cool survival knife. I think it's more of a camp knife. I think Bushcraft knives are, for me anyways, just a little bit thinner. This is a little bit thick. But this would be a great camp knife. And I think camp knives and Bushcraft knives are essentially the same, but for me, I'm not into Bushcraft, so I don't want to get into the whole Bushcraft side of the knife. I'll just say that I think it makes a great camp knife. 1095 high carbon. The blade is 5.05 inches. This is the smallest one in their Fromtier series that they make. Handle is 5.36 inches long, and it is a textured handle with TPE. That is thermoplastic. Oh hell, I forget what the E stands for. The blade is a 1/4 inch thick. I don't know if I said that or not. And it's powder coated. Powder coating is not going to hold up very well. You can see just a little bit I've used it, splitting some smaller stuff up. It's already taken some of the coating off. No big deal. Most knives do that. Hell, my favorite knife is the Lightning OTFs, and if you get the black blade, as soon as you get it, you can just rub your finger down it and the paint starts coming off. So, not a big deal for me. It's a big deal for some people, obviously. We'll get into that in just a minute. There's jimping on the thumb ramp. For SSR Knives and Guns always has the jimping. Aggressive jimping at that. I could see that wearing out your thumb pretty quick. And right here, a little bit more jimping on the front of it. Has a nice finger choil up here, so you can really choke up on it. And I don't know about a bare blade, but with the powder coating on there, it gives you a little bit of grip with your thumb. It's not bad. It feels good in the hand. Very beefy. Let's see, full tang, drop point. Oh, I'm just looking over my notes here. The sheath does come with a ferro rod, striker, and a sharpener. Ferro rod's not too bad. What you would expect from Schrade. Go ahead and pull this out. Even the striker that comes with the ferro rod seemed decent. I've used it. It worked well. I will say you don't need it because the back of this knife, even with the powder coating, strikes the rod very well. Let's see. Okay, that should be it. Alright, the sharpener, not the best sharpener. You can see I have used it, not on this particular knife, but I did want to test it out, so I threw my Lightning OTF on there and the Buck Omni. So I just, wanted to test it out. It's already starting to chip off on the corner there. I've only sharpened 2 knives with it, so I can see this sharpener's probably going to get chunked. I keep a good sharpener in my field pack anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. But if they're going to add it in there, it does need to be a little bit beefier than what this is. So sharpener, to each his own. If you don't mind it with chunk it, you have a good little kit right here, or a good little pocket to put some stuff in. The ferro rod, whatever. You can put a spare knife in there, a little pocket knife or something like that. This is actually a pretty good sized pocket. You can see it stretches out. That's some elastic there. That's why it stays down so far. But it will expand quite a bit, so you could fit quite a bit of stuff in there. And the sharpener is just added bonus, I guess. It's not something you should depend on. Let's see. Weight on this, I believe, I did a little bit of research on it, not a whole lot, but I believe it's like 13.5 ounces. Let's see. Shallow hollow grind. It should be all the info. Oh, price on this on Amazon's right between $30 $35. I think it's $30 with Prime, but by the time you pay taxes, it's $33.30. Is exactly what I paid for it at the time. I'm doing this video, or about a week and a half before. The ratings on Amazon, most of them were between like 3.5, 5 stars, somewhere in there. Not a bunch of bad ratings on this. In fact, there were only 2 1-star ratings on it, and neither one of them had the knife break on them or anything, or the sheath or anything like that. One was bitching about the coating, and in fact, that's what most of the people who were giving it 3- and 4-star reviews, a lot of them commented it would have gotten a 5-star review if it wasn't for the coating. So one was complaining about the coating, the other one complained about a curve in the spine. I'm assuming up there, or maybe he had a defect on his or something like that. I'm not positive. But there was no bad reviews saying that the knife broke, it was a piece of crap, this, that, and the other. It was just specifics about the knife that they didn't like, and that was the only 2 1-star reviews on there. There wasn't a whole lot of 2-star reviews. There was a few 3. Most of the reviews on it were 4- and 5-star reviews. I think the count on this one was like 4.5 out of 5 stars. The average, I guess. Rating on it was like 4.5, somewhere in there. You could check that out on Amazon if you'd like. That's where I get all my ratings from now. I don't do a whole lot of shopping around when it comes to looking at reviews on a knife before I buy it. I either buy it or I don't. But I did check out some reviews on it before I bought it, and like I said, the majority of people who had a complaint was about the finish, and you can see the finish is going to come off on this knife. It ain't going to stay on there. So we're definitely going to do some test videos with this. Those will be coming out next week or so. That's going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching, YouTube.